All right. Hello,
Hi.
everybody. This is our first podcast live. Hopefully it's working. Hopefully you're out there.
We hope you can hear us out there because
Yeah. Hey, there is one person out there.
oh well, we like that.
Oh, yay.
One person listening to our live podcast.
All right. Fantastic.
That's promising.
So I am B. Had to think about it for a minute.
And I'm Lila, and this is the Muddle Live, our
Yay.
very first live podcast.
We are broadcasting live from
the panic room. The panic room.
Lila calls it the panic room. I call it the safe room.
Well, this is where I would go if I was panicking.
That's true. So here are a few disclaimers for our live show. There is a wild 3-year-old right outside the door because why would they play anywhere else?
Yeah. Isn't that the way it is? I don't have children, but I would think that's where they would gravitate to.
Naturally gravitates to where the mother is. Thankfully, the twins are in bed. So fingers crossed that lasts. You have any disclaimers, Lila? Oh, and I could get interrupted any minute to go say goodnight to my 3-year-old. There might be.
But you will still have me.
Yeah, but Lila will hold down the fort in the panic room.
Which is where I like to be with my.
Yeah.
We're drinking white wine tonight.
Yeah, we are.
A Char.
Yeah.
Cheers.
That wasn't a very good clink, but we did.
Okay, here we'll do it again. There we go.
Yeah, that's going to blow the audio out of the water there.
So we have to address our October podcast that did not go well.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Well, it was a good podcast.
It was a great podcast.
But apparently, like I said, it got lost in the void somewhere.
Here's the thing. We recorded the episode. I was editing it one night. It was maybe 10 o'clock at night. And I got to a point where I was, oh, hey, we have a friend that joined us. Hi, Fabio.
Hi, Fabio. Are you in?
You can write us questions if you'd like.
Didn't he write a question?
Hi, greetings from Brazil.
Ooh,
we're in Kansas.
Brazil.
Are you drinking any vino this evening?
I hope
so. So I was editing our Halloween podcast, and there was a section where I was talking about. Yes, we do.
Good.
Excellent.
Cheers to you.
Yeah. So I was editing the podcast at the section where I was talking about my haunting story.
Yeah.
I was talking about a haunted bridge where we live. And I swear in the background, I heard whispering voices, and it wasn't Lila and it wasn't me. I texted Lila immediately and said, I hear whispering in the background of this episode. And she thought I was insane.
I still do.
Right. Yeah, she obviously does. Nobody's going to believe me here.
I don't believe it.
That's fine.
Somehow it got lost.
That's fine. Oh, beer is your love, Fabio.
Well,
Did you listen to our beer podcast, our Oktoberfest podcast?
We do love beer.
We do. We enjoy some beer.
We're diversifying.
Yeah. It's Wine November. And we don't know why we chose Wine November, but we did.
Yes, but hey, it sounds good together. Wine in November.
Oh,
so obviously they can hear us out there.
Yeah.
So
okay.
We're good to go.
Good to know. Anyway, I was editing our Halloween episode, finished it, told Lila it was our best episode yet. I thought it was great. We told scary stories. We had really great drinks, and bam, I lost everything.
No.
For about 30 minutes, I tried to find it. I tried to figure out what happened. Couldn't figure it out. And I, immediately panicked. I came down to the panic room and curled up in a ball in the corner. It was literally our best episode. It was so good.
I'm going to have to go because she's the one that edits the podcast.
Right.
I do the social media aspect.
Right.
She does the editing. So I'm just going to have to go with her saying that it was the best. But that's okay.
That's
why we're doing a live episode this week.
Right.
So nothing goes wrong.
I think that episode was haunted.
Okay.
It was creepy. It was haunted. And the goblins took it. That's my theory.
I
told you. I texted you. It's a haunted episode. I'm telling you.
Well,
Anyway,
We just have to get past that.
we're over it. We're
We're
moving
over
on.
So
Next year we'll have a better Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah.
if we get some more viewers,
Yeah.
listeners,
Yeah.
It would be listeners, not viewers.
Yeah. We're anonymous. We don't want anybody watching.
So we are
Yeah.
going to talk about some wine tonight,
Yeah. Our live episode is all about white wine.
and some. I am going to discuss the world's largest wine festival, and I got some wine facts for you out there.
I am talking about Sauvignon Blanc.
So that's your favorite white?
I do enjoy Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
I like how clean and crisp.
I
On a
find
hot
it,
summer day, it's perfect.
I find it a little too either bitter or tart sometimes. It's got that, when you take that drink and you're like
Mhm.
that.
You're getting the crap salves.
Yes. So it's not one of my personal favorites,
Okay.
but I respect you for drinking it.
I respect your bent to drink wine.
Okay. So do you want to tell me some about Sauvignon Blanc?
Yeah, I found a few interesting tidbits. So here's my thing. People get really super serious about wine. That's not what we are here to do on the Muddle.
No, we want to be lighthearted, and we are drinkers of all alcohol, really.
Correct.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll even get some hate mail because we'll have facts wrong or
That's
people
fine
will
by me.
disagree. Yeah.
You know what?
Bring on the hate
We do
mail.
the best we can.
Yeah. The point is, we're not here to be wine connoisseurs.
Critiques
We're
of wine.
just
What we like.
So we each chose our favorite white. Again, mine is Sauvignon Blanc.
And mine is Chardonnay
Yes.
or Pinot Blanc, which will be
That's right.
which will be next week's episode, because I'm doing both Pinot Blanc and Pinot Noir. So it's really from the same grape. So I'm just combining them for one. So that's why I'm focusing on the Bad Dürkheim Burst Festival.
I'm excited to hear about that.
Yeah.
I learned a few new tidbits while searching for historical facts.
Where is Sauvignon Blanc originated from?
That's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
We always seem to ask each other these questions when we right at the right moments. It's like we have a good vibe. That's good.
Because we have been friends for
20 years.
20 years, man.
Oh boy.
And we're only like
10.
20.
Yeah. It's amazing. Okay. The Sauv Blanc is thought to originate from Bordeaux, but is now probably best known for coming from New Zealand. That's what I always
Yes.
think of.
I also, sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, go
interrupt you.
ahead.
New Zealand and also South Africa for me.
Mhm.
Am I right on that?
You're correct. But it's also found still in France, obviously, Chile. Canada was the one that surprised me,
Was it
and California, which isn't surprising to me.
Is it a
but
cold grape?
It is.
So probably Canada.
But who knew Canadians made wine? I kind of want to get my hands on that and see what it tastes like.
Well, I think we should do it.
Okay.
Maybe-
We'll see if we can find some.
Maybe when we do our live episode at another place, we can.
Yes.
Maybe they'll have a variety of white wines that we don't know where they came from.
That would be perfect.
Okay.
I usually reach for a California or New Zealand Sauv Blanc.
Yeah.
Lately,
That's what you should call
Sauv,
it.
just the Sauv. And today, I thought we were going to have a Sauv Blanc today, but we are drinking a Chardonnay.
That's because our manager bought a Chardonnay.
Right.
So-
we can blame the cowboy.
Fabio out there, is Brazil known for a certain type of wine?
It's
Right,
it's close. Brazil's close to Chile and Argentina, and it's
I
down
love
there.
Chilean wine.
And now we have Sandy.
Sandy.
Who joined us as well. Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
I hope you
let us know what your favorite wines are out there.
and let us know what you're drinking if you are having a wine right
Yes.
now.
or Shirley Temple, whatever you.
Either
doing out
way.
there. Yeah.
Either way. Okay. Here's what I found out about this. Everyone knows white wine goes well with fish, chicken, and grilled food. Personally, I love this as my hot summer months go-to wine, but it's really good even in the winter if you're having fish or chicken
Yeah.
or cheese or anything garlicky. It's
Anything.
especially well paired with Gruyere.
Gruyere cheese. Gruyere.
Yeah, and it's funny that I chose this as my favorite wine because Savion actually means wild, which is maybe really why I like it so much. Some call it the wild white. When it was in France a long time ago, before the vineyards were cultivated and curated, these Savion grapes were growing wild. They just go nuts, and they have to be regularly tamed and groomed down. So they call it the wild white. And I'm a fan of anything that's wild and free.
Yeah.
And
that is her motto.
Yeah. I have it tattooed on my back. I also have the tramp stamp, wild and free. Making my kids proud. But it's a wild, hard to tame variety of grape that takes a lot of hands-on vineyard work to keep it from getting out of control. It loves cool climates, hence being Chile, Canada, Northern California. And it's often consumed young, meaning it doesn't have to be aged. So you don't have to, it doesn't have to be aged to taste any different.
I have read, and I should have read, I've read a lot of articles about wine in the last few days.
Yes.
Probably when I should have been teaching, but I read that nowadays they say a younger grape is the best wine to have instead of an older grape. Really?
Well, it's a good thing we're going to have 2 more wine episodes so we can discuss this. There's a lot to dive into, even though we're not wine experts. They're still interesting.
I find, all things wine interesting. I find anything people have a passion about interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I just have one last note about this.
Okay.
My favorite thing that I found out, and I didn't realize about Sauvignon Blanc, and maybe it's why you don't like Sauvignon Blanc as well. You were talking about it could be a little, what were you saying, bitter?
Yeah. I either like I either like it, I like it with a little bit of an oaky flavor sometimes with wine, or either like kind of like no, really dry, no flavor really.
Okay, well, in California, they sometimes Robert Mondavi started a variety or a Sauvignon Blanc, and he named it Fume, and he was aging it in oak barrels.
Yeah,
but most Sauvignon Blancs aren't aged in oak barrels, so maybe that's where you're getting what you like and what you don't like about it. But what I learned about this wine is that you'll often taste notes of hay. Favorite
I don't know
facts.
why I find that funny, but
I don't know. Favorite facts.
Hay.
It can be made from grapes in Canada, and I didn't know there were Canadian wineries, and it tastes like hay.
That's really surprising.
Yeah. That's what I've got.
That's what you got. Well, I think, like I said, I'm not delving deep into it, but I do like a good Chardonnay or a Pinot Blanc or Großgemeinde. That's what it is called in Germany, since I spent many years in Germany.
Oh yeah, I think people here call it Gewürztraminer.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Weissgemeinde.
That sounds more appropriately German.
Yeah. So I think we lost our viewers right now. Are they still there?
No, Fabio's gone. Sandy's gone.
Fabio and Sandy have left us.
Oh, all right.
I'm a little sad about that.
Me too.
Well,
anybody else who feels like joining us?
Yes,
because you can clearly hear us out there. The muddle is kicking tail.
Yes. Okay, so I am going to talk about the world's largest wine festival.
I'm excited to hear about this.
Okay, so the world's largest wine festival takes place in the small town of Bad Dürkheim, Germany.
And where is that area?
Oh, it's about 27 miles from Heidelberg and 70 miles from Frankfurt. So it's in the small town of Bad Dürkheim.
Okay.
It's very easy to get there by train. I trained it with all the other basic drunks. That's what it is after it. It's the drunk train coming home.
That's amazing.
So nearly 500,000 visitors go. It's actually, it takes place the second and third weekend of September every year.
Okay.
It's actually called the Wurstmarkt Wine Market. Sausage, Wurst is sausage.
So it's a sausage and wine festival?
Yeah, but I think it's mostly now just
Sausages.
a wine festival. So, so how did it get started? Well, it dates back to the 12th century. Local farmers and wine growers started to get together to sell their products to the pilgrims who were heading to the chapel on top of the mountain of Michaelsburg.
Okay.
So soon they called it the the Michaels Market. It started to be called the Verse Market in 1832 because so many sausages were being sold.
I don't know why.
The name stuck, and that's what the festival is today. 150 local wines from nearly 40 historic wineries will be served. Half a liters are measured. That's a lot of wine.
Wow.
So I got my information from CNN and Culture Trip. CNN said, and I find this highly amusing. This is what CNN said, that's why people come in large groups to buy one glass and share it. They don't share it. They're downing it like you wouldn't believe.
They're like, stop bogarting my wine.
It's a huge festival. And they have rides, live music, and tons of food.
It's essentially Oktoberfest for wine.
Wine. And I went, and I can't drink wine like that. I can do beer like that, but not wine.
Yeah, wine gets to me.
I tell you, when you're going back to the train, I only had one glass, and I think I did. I don't even think I drank it all.
Half liter, that's a lot.
Yeah. When you're going back to the train, I saw people passed out on the sidewalk.
That's amazing.
They were just passed out.
Is half a liter is that more than one bottle? Or is that a bottle?
It's like is it like a personal like Coke bottle? You know, the bottles? Is that what that is?
20 ounces maybe?
Well, I like this. There's a local poet called Carl Rader. He said of the festival, the Verse Market is the only festival where you meet old friends you have never seen before. I love that quote. So and I'm going to put this on Twitter after I find it again. But did you find what a half liter looks like? Is it big?
It's 16.9 ounces.
So that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I read an article lately, and I can't find it again, but if I do, I will I'll put it up on Twitter. But it says that no alcohol gives you any worse hangovers than other alcohol, and I beg to differ. I think there is nothing worse than a wine hangover.
It is.
It's painful.
It is.
It's like I can't get out of bed for days,
especially if it's red wine.
Yes. So, yes, red wine is, but I just can't, I've seen those people that are just downing it at that festival. And I kept thinking they probably can't get out of bed for a month.
They're going to be in pain for days.
But that festival will give you the best Pinot Noir, the Rieslings, the Rosés.
Not that you'll remember.
No.
But still.
I wonder if a guy that I saw on the sidewalk ever got up and
whatever happened.
I know people were throwing up. It was just.
That sounds more wild than Oktoberfest.
I think it is because I like I said, there's nothing worse than wine. When you have too much wine, it's just.
It goes right through you.
It goes right through you.
It's worse than tequila.
Yeah. Okay, so that is the Bad Dürkheim Wine Festival.
I like it. Did it have pretty views?
It was just so many tents and rides. It was kind of hard to see.
Was it the Oktoberfest level of tent action?
Yeah, kind of, but not. I don't think. I'm trying to think. They're like it was tent with long wooden tables set up. So it wasn't like I don't think I saw the tent I was in. There wasn't live music, but it was much easier to get into those tents. You could just attend,
sure, and
you just find a spot to sit.
Sure.
Go. And I actually think I had beer when I was there. I had some wine and then went back to the beer because you just can't. Yeah. You just can't.
Wine is not meant for chugging and getting hammered on.
Well, they've been doing it since the 12th century, so it's working for them.
They like it.
They like it. So, some interesting wine facts here on the live episode. So, you know that saying, drinking to one's health? It's from ancient Greece. It's basically the host drank the first cup of wine to show his guests he wasn't poisoning them.
That's excellent.
So, speaking of the Roman Empire,
Oh boy.
it is believed, historians believe that the Roman Empire fell in part to lead poisoning. It's if that's true, wine was the most likely the culprit because they cooked grape juice in lead pots to sweeten their wine, which in turn poisoned them.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
The Greeks are interesting.
You mean Romans?
Yes.
The Romans. The Romans.
It's been a long day.
And the Greek are interesting as
Greeks.
well.
The Greeks are interesting.
Yeah.
But the Romans, just that whole culture was very.
Well, they really took over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, the wine bit him in the ass. So back in Roman times, if a husband found his wife drinking wine, and he was had liberty to kill her because women were forbidden to drink wine.
What?
I know. No, women get a raw deal.
And now it's women who are the ones who I feel like drink all the wine.
Yeah, give me my Char.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the rich people always drink? Char?
Mm-hmm.
The oldest wine cellar is on the Titanic. When divers went down to the wreckage, surprisingly, most of the bottles were still intact.
Whoa. Wait, there weren't wine cellars that existed before the.
Well, I think it
Titanic?
created a wine cellar because of the coldness into the ocean. You know, when it went, they probably had this stored on the Titanic, and then it created a kind of a wine cellar, which I could be wrong. And people
I see. It's not. There wasn't a specific wine cellar on the Titanic.
The world's oldest bottle is like very, very, very old. It dates back to 325 AD. It was found in Speyer, Germany, and is currently on museum. You can go see it in Speyer. I've been to Speyer. I did not know there. I saw a terrible IMAX movie in Speyer called Wings of Courage with Val Kilmer.
What was that about?
It's one of those, like, you know, interactive things where it kind of jumps off the screen. IMAX was just hitting. This was probably about 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember Speyer for that. Germany. I did not see the world's oldest bottle of wine. And there are actually 10,000 varieties of grape wine that exist in the world. And Germans invented ice wine, or wine that is made from frozen grapes. And that stuff is some tasty stuff.
Oh.
They say, and there are usually not very many bottles that are produced.
Do they harvest them and freeze them right away, and then they make
ice wine out of them? And I think it's just
I've
a few bottles.
Okay.
And it's quite delicious.
I wonder if they make it here, if it's just in Germany.
Well, they might import it.
Mm-hmm.
But I always remember it was always kind of hard to find because a lot of the vineyards didn't produce that many bottles of it.
And then there's Glühwein, of course.
Well,
Germany,
that's really just red wine.
But it's spiced.
Most people spice it up.
Isn't Glühwein the Christmas?
Yeah, they sell the brand, but here, if you want to make Glühwein, you just use red wine and add spices to it.
Yeah.
But
we make our own Glühwein every winter.
Yeah. You put some nutmeg and cinnamon and all sorts of stuff.
The actual chunks. Well,
we have another listener.
Yeah, we do.
Who do we have?
We have Annie and Sam Jinnu. I butchered that name. I'm sorry. I apologize. How do you pronounce your name?
And where are you from? Sandy. Oh, not Sandy. We lost Sandy. We lost Sandy earlier. Sandy. Yeah. We're on Annie.
We have Annie and and Atish.
Okay. Well, they just missed out on the Bad Dürkheim Wine Festival talking.
Yeah.
So wine is interesting. Apparently, it killed off the Romans.
Yeah.
If you want to go down to the Titanic to their wine cellar, you can go have that, and you can go view. I bet that wine probably not very good. That's on display in the museum in Speyer.
I'm wondering if there's actually any in there. Wouldn't it dehydrate a little bit?
I don't know. I'm not an expert on the process of aging wine. It probably is intact. Right there. Maybe it was well preserved wherever they found it. In Speyer, Germany.
Yeah. It seems like Germany is really a center of alcohol.
Yeah.
Or maybe
and they have some good wine. I mean, they're mostly known for their white wine.
Right.
But they have
the Rhine. region?
In the Mosel
In
region,
the Mosel region. Yeah.
which is my favorite part of Germany.
Oh, okay. And what area is that?
It's kind of towards Luxembourg.
Okay. Well, the Rhine is down there too, right?
Rhine's up towards Frankfurt.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Which is central Germany.
I
Right?
will tell you a little hidden fact. No, we lost somebody.
Mm-hmm.
A hidden fact is Bernkastel-Kues. That's the place to go if you ever want to go sample wines.
Okay.
It's my favorite part of Germany. And it's called the Vinothek. It's a museum. It's a hidden secret. It's not like they advertise it.
Okay.
But you can pay €20, which is I don't know what the euro rate is right now to the dollar. But you pay €20. They give you glass. You go downstairs in the cellar, and you can sample as many wines as you want.
What?
As long as you want to.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Wow.
So you get a taste all of the wines in the Mosel region.
Is it just like expansive?
It's not that big, actually. I mean, there's like maybe 5 chambers,
Mm-hmm.
and each one, and there's like a barrel
Mm-hmm.
with the wines, like the white wine stuck in that region, and you pick a number and you pour the wine.
Wow.
And then you can go over to the wall and purchase it if you want to, take it upstairs. And then the Sex, the Prosecco and the Champagne is kept upstairs, and you can have a taste of one of those.
Huh.
It's a hidden secret.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. So.
Did you see anybody laying on the sidewalk?
No.
Passed out in front of that?
No. But I will tell you, it's a hidden secret because I've been 3 times, and like a couple of times there was nobody in there but me and the other person.
Wow.
So it really is kind of a hidden secret.
No kidding.
So
Not going to see that in a tourist book.
No. And
if anyone is taking a trip to Germany, hit us up.
Yeah.
Well, just send us an email.
Mm-hmm. Bring us back a bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also that.
So,
do you have anything that you're loving this week?
I am.
Let's hear about it.
It's going to be very surprising.
Okay.
To you. I love The Masked Singer. That reality show, The Masked Singer.
Is that on Hulu or Netflix?
Well, you can watch it on Hulu.
Okay.
But it's on Fox channel, real time.
Oh, it's on Real TV.
Yeah, it's on Real TV.
Yeah.
So, some celebrities that are dressed up and they wear, a mask. You don't know who they are. And the judges are trying to figure out who they are.
And are they popular, like pop singers? Are they?
Well, they could be. I have a feeling that one
Thingamajig.
I have a feeling Thingamajig is a basketball player. Just from his clues, they give out a set of clues about who you are.
Well, does it go the whole season where you don't know who these people are?
No, they have elimination rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they vote at the end, and the person with the least votes is voted off, and then they reveal who they are.
Okay, who's been voted off?
Raven-Symoné. You remember Little Raven-Symoné?
I do.
Paul Schaefer.
That's So Raven.
Yeah, Paul Schaefer from The Tonight Show. Oh, not The Tonight Show. Late Night with David Letterman.
Really?
Yeah, and Dr. Drew, that sex therapist guy, he was on there.
Was he a good singer?
Well, he got eliminated quickly. He wasn't bad. None of them are really bad. And there's obviously some
auto-tuning.
Yeah, there's obviously some. No, I was just going to say there's actually some professional singers in there.
Oh, okay.
Because I have a feeling that one of them might be Ashley Simpson. And another one I think is Patti LaBelle. And I'm pretty sure Wayne Brady's in there.
They all wear different.
Yeah, they have different costumes. But I like it. I know, but I can't stand Jenny McCartney. She's a judge, and she is just so obnoxious.
She's unbearable. She's an unbearable human being. Anyone who marries Jim Carrey, they are an unbearable human being.
Well, I like Jim Carrey, but they were just dated. They were never married. I looked her up. She's married to Donnie Wahlberg from New Kids on the Block.
Right. Yeah. I do like Donnie.
I do, and he's good looking. But
but
Jenny McCartney, she just says things on there that you're just like, oh, just shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the other host, Robin Thicke. Who's that guy?
I do like Robin Thicke.
He's a doctor. He was in The Hangover. Dr. Ken. What's his name? From The Hangover.
Mm-hmm. The Asian?
Yes.
Man?
Yes.
What is it? Kim?
No, Ken.
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 So he's one of them. So they
He's
all
a judge.
wear...
He's a judge. No, these are judges.
Oh,
These
he's
are
a
the
judge.
judges.
Okay.
So you got Robin Thicke as a judge. You got Jenny McCartney as a judge. Dr. Kidd, and Nicole Schwartzinger from, I can't think of what band she was in, but I like her. I like all of them, but Jenny McCartney.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy it, but it's a little bit of a relax. Gets you away from the daily grind.
Do they sing a whole song or just...
Yeah, they sing the whole song.
tidbits?
They sing the whole song. I think maybe you're gonna have to look it up.
I might. I'm interested to see which one was Dr. Drew.
Yeah, just start with the second season.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are there contests? Are their costumes elaborate? And do they wear the
Yes.
same costumes every week?
They're the same. Like one's the.
Mama wants it.
We have an interruption. We'll be right back.
Yes. So that's why I like The Masked Singer. It's and she has left me with the dog in here, which I told her earlier. I had a dream that this podcast would not go well because the dog kept interrupting, and the dog is here right now. The dog's name is Milo, and it seems to be after the wine. But we like to hear what you guys are loving out there. I like The Masked Singer. That's what I watch, and then some of the new TV shows. I like that new show on Apple from Mankind because I like anything space. So I really hope Becca comes back soon, or Becca the dog is still here. I think the dog wants to leave, so I'm going to let the dog out real quick. So some of my favorite wines, I enjoyed sampling, and I spent I think I said in other podcasts that I really enjoy German wines because I lived in Germany for 12 years.
Mommy.
And
We have a visitor, a special guest. We have two special guests. Mm-hmm.
So I was just talking about German wines.
Oh, okay. I have
Annie's still hanging in here, even though
Yeah.
she heard me talk about. I told her the dream about that. I had a dream about the dog that kept interrupting the
Yeah.
podcast, and it has come true.
our manager is in here now with us too. Would you
Yes.
like to come say hello?
Yes,
That's our manager.
he hasn't.
He-
He doesn't approve of.
No, but Lila's dream last night involved.
That you kept bringing the dog in.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And then the dog started howling, but she said the dog had to stay in here.
No, the manager doesn't actually talk.
No,
He's very.
he
gruff.
gives us a look that we
Mhm.
shouldn't be.
Mom, I want you to get that.
So what other white wines do you like, Becca?
I do enjoy.
No,
We have a new
We
viewer.
have welcome to the shit show.
Yeah, it took a dive the last 10 minutes
Yeah,
here.
Cads. We my 3-year-old, it's bedtime and she's losing her mind. I like Pinot Grigio.
See, I would see that because you like Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
And they're both bitter
Right.
tasting.
Yeah. But yeah, I really kind of stick to, I guess I just like a bitter dry wine. And Chardonnay's okay. I did have a Chardonnay recently that's called the Fit Vine,
Yeah.
and it's not aged in oak.
Okay.
It's a Chardonnay, but not aged in oak,
Yeah.
and I really like that. I think I like a clean, crisp.
You don't see much Chardonnay in Germany, but I did.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
because my ex, he lived in the Rhine region, and we go to the wineries because there's wineries everywhere, and I can't think of the name of it, but we went to one, and I was real excited. On the menu they had a Chardonnay, and it was the most expensive.
Because it's imported.
Well, no, it was manufactured in
Oh,
Germany. They're all
oh,
German.
okay.
When you go to one of the wineries around, it's going to be the winery they produce.
Oh, okay.
So it was
yeah,
a
that's
Chardonnay.
true.
It was Chardonnay.
Yeah.
And it was actually quite good. So I
That
think
sounds
maybe
delightful.
it's coming. I think it's coming to make it's slowly being introduced into Germany. But you always think of Chardonnay I always think of Chardonnay from California.
I do too.
And I know it's kind of getting bigger in Washington State.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Washington and Oregon are making some good, decent wines.
yes.
Well, I think the live show, we said anything can happen. I
Yes.
think it's deteriorated quickly thanks to my 3-year-old, and I need to make a pit stop to go and take care of that. So we may just have to end a few minutes early.
Or yeah. But please, if you like our show, please make sure you give us a 5-star review.
Yes, that's vital.
Like us on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, this was our first live show.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to figure out how to do it, but
We will
I
have to
feel
do
like-
a live show at a local bar.
yeah, I think it's gonna be good to do live shows not in the panic room.
Yes. Or maybe after the kids go to bed.
Yeah, later on in the evening. But I think for our first attempt, let us know what you think, and hopefully it was somewhat decent. Maybe okay-ish, especially if you're drunk. That would,
Yeah, I think our show might have been better tonight if you had been drinking.
yeah, probably.
We're still sad that Fabio left us.
I know. That's actually what I'm most disappointed about,
That
Fabio.
Fabio left us, but he was enjoying beer tonight.
Yeah,
so maybe he went
that's
out
fair.
with his. He was
That's
from
fair.
Brazil, and maybe
Yeah.
he went and had some
Yeah,
Brazilian beer
yeah.
in Rio
Well,
or wherever he was in
Mhm.
Brazil.
yeah, we didn't even ask him. He could have been deep in the Amazon.
Well, thank you, and please make sure you subscribe to our podcast.
And you can find us, like Lila said, on Instagram at the Muddle Pod or on Twitter at the Muddle Pod. And
We're on Podbean. Of course, you're listening on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and
mhm,
iHeartRadio.
find us all the places,
Yes.
people. All
Thank you
right.
so much for listening tonight.
Yeah, thank you. We will.
Cheers.